when I look at you. In your eyes, I see there's something burning inside you. Oh, inside you. In your eyes, I know it hurts to smile, but you try to. Oh, you try to. You always try to hide the pain. You always know just what to say. I always look the other way. I'm blind in your eyes. You lie, but I don't let it define you. Oh, define you.
I never lied when I cried for you, and I know you cried too. No, you cried too. You read minds, just couldn't deny you do. Always have to say bye to you, and it's always what to say. Love the way you're talking, love your style, but ooh, babe, you know that you got it from me, and it's on you, be too hard not to see. Hate the way I feel love only hurts with real love. It's taking every part of me when you look, I can see love. One day I'm giving you space, and the next day you're giving me faces. And I like parties, not this place. It's coming out of my bag for you to get wasted. I can't stop staring at you. It's like I forgot that staring is rude, and that's what 5 shots could turn me into. But you've done most things a gentleman's do, so
When it's said, when it's done, yeah, I would never let you know. I'm ashamed of what I've done, yeah. When I look at you in your eyes, I see there's something burning inside you. Oh, inside you. In your eyes, I know it hurts to smile, but you try to. Oh, you try to. You always try to hide the pain. You always know just what to say. I always look the other way. I'm blind in your eyes. You lie, but I don't let it define you. Oh, define you.
The stars must be aligned tonight. I believe this has to have a meaning. Lightning had to strike tonight, 'cause the two of us are finally meeting in this place at this time. And I feel safe when I look in your eyes. I feel like I know you from another I find words to say. How there's so many things I wanna get to know. I wish that I could stay, but I gotta go, so I'ma call you tonight. I promise, baby, I will, baby. I will, baby. Just as soon as I get time alone. Soon as I get time alone, I call you, baby. I will, baby. Just as soon as I get home. Oh, destiny, I believe in it. Meant to be, don't you see it's possible that with this kind of magic, anything can happen. And if you wanna know, then stay by the phone. You stay by the phone. I can't catch my breath, 'cause you take it away. The best writer in town. Could not find words to say. How there's so many things I wanna get to know. I wish that I could stay, but I gotta go, so I'ma call you tonight. Promise I will, I will, baby. Just as soon as I get time alone, I'ma call you tonight. I will, baby. Just as soon as I get home.
As soon as I get home, yes, I get very lonely and I get sad and I wonder whatever my inspirational people are doing. Capital Radio it is, and the show is called All Things Considered. And I just hope that you guys had a wonderful afternoon yesterday and you are recovering from the Easter weekend, the long Easter weekend that we had. Yes, and before we start any business today, because we are doing karma and the link to business ethics and how are we going to manage business ethics and karma, because it is very, very important that we conduct ourselves absolutely impeccably when it comes to business, because there is no such thing as a room for error in business, because there are many lives involved and employees, and you are taking care of every single one of them. So we have to be absolutely sure that we are always conducting ourselves with ethics and principles. And what are these things we're talking about anyway? Sometimes, we say the words and we don't quite understand them, or we can't define them. And somebody says, what is ethics? And you're like, yeah, I know it has, something to do with morality. Okay, but today we are going to be clearing all that. Good morning to one and all of you. And we start off with our prayer as usual. Prayer is so essential to a day, and I can't see myself ever starting a day without prayer. So I do want to join. I want you to join me in praying today, because I want to include you in my day's prayer. I always pray before I come, and I think we should start with a prayer for everybody, because it's a universal prayer. And just to ask God to inspire our words today and keep us from talking, ill things, and keeping us talking proper things, positive things, and inspiring and uplifting each other. Dear Lord, every thought of my mind, every emotion of my heart, every movement of my being, every sensation and every feeling, each cell of my body, each drop of my blood, all is yours, dear Lord. Yours absolutely, yours without any reserve. You can decide my life or my death, my happiness or my sorrow, my pleasure or my pain. Whatever you do with me, whatever comes to me from you, will lead me to your divine lotus feet again and again and again. Well, good morning to everybody, and Om Sai Ram to all of you. Amen, and Hare Krishna, and Hari Om, and Namaste, whatever takes your fancy today. But I am so glad that you've joined. And we are going to be doing business ethics, but we've got an absolutely brilliant lineup for you today, and all the in-tunes are going to be retro tunes from the days of the past. And we are starting off right now with those retro tunes. And it's going to be Vanessa Williams, Save the Best for Last. Welcome to Alsav from Swaziland. Glad you could join us, Alsav, and you are going to love the music today.
All of the nights you came to me when some silly girl had set you free. You wondered how you'd make it through. I wondered what was wrong with you. 'Cause how could you give your love to someone else and share your dreams with me? Sometimes the very thing you're looking for is the one thing you can't see. But now we're standing face to face. Isn't this world a crazy place? Just when I thought a chance had passed, you go and save the best for last.
Don't forget that we have the weather coming up soon.
Sometimes the very thing you're looking for is the one thing you can't see. Sometimes the snow comes down in June. Sometimes the sun goes round the moon. Just when I thought a chance had passed, you go and save the best for last. You went and saved the best for last.
And sometimes, you just want to call yourself simply the best. It is Tina Turner.
I call you, I need you, my heart's on fire. You come to me wild and wild. You come to me, give me everything I need. Give me a lifetime of promises and a world
Simply the Best there by Tina Turner. And I hope that you guys are going to be staying because we have all the wonderful tunes that is going to bring back all the memories, the tunes you grew up with. And if you want to be part of this magical journey of your childhood, you need to stay with me. And this is Ini. The show is called All Things Considered. And yes, we do all a range of topics, actually, all wacky topics and topics that people don't normally discuss. And it comes to my show, yes. And I love doing all those topics. And I do hope that you guys are enjoying the topics as well, because, you know, we do hop around quite a bit between relationships and business and spirituality and all the topics that in the kitchen, we do lots of topics in the kitchen. Yes, and we do health as well. So I hope that you're going to be joining me. But right now it is weather, and let's see what we're looking at with the Durban. Durban, you are going through a 26 high right now, and that is because I live right here in sunshine Durban. Real feel 29 degrees Celsius, and real feel in the shade is 25 degrees Celsius, and maximum UV index is 6, and that is considered high. Probability of thunderstorms today is going to be 2%, and your cloud cover is 8%. And yes, you've got wind gusts coming in at 22 kilometers per hour, and your wind speed is going to be 15 kilometers per hour south to southwesterly, and your sunset this evening is going to be at 5:45. Oh yes, and you've got a 19 degrees low temperature and real feel 19 degrees this evening. There we go. And let's do Johannesburg. Johannesburg, you've got a 23 degrees, which is considered high. 26 degrees in as a real feel. Oh, that's uncomfortable. Real feel in the shade is 22 degrees Celsius. Maximum UV index at 7, which is quite high. Probability of thunderstorms is going to be 1%. Cloud cover is 27%. Wind gusts coming in at 20 kilometers per hour, and your wind speed is going to be 9 kilometers per hour, south to southeasterly, and 5% of probability of precipitation. And your evening temperatures is going to be 12 degrees Celsius, and your sunset is coming in at 5:59, just in case you want to take that little stroll out in the park. And let's look at this. We've got Cape Town weather at 22 degrees high, and real feel 23 degrees Celsius. Real feel in the shade, oh, you're going to get a little bit of reprieve there, 20 degrees Celsius, and maximum UV index of 5, which is moderate. And you've got a probability of thunderstorms, which is great, 0%, cloud cover 10%, and you've got a wind speed at 15 kilometers per hour. Your wind gusts are coming in at 26 kilometers per hour. Cape Town, take cover. And your maximum UV index is 5, which is moderate. The evening temperature is 16 degrees Celsius today. And your sunset is 6:32. You've got an extra time on the day. Okay, Port Elizabeth, 23 degrees high. And your real feel in the shade is 26 degrees. Real feel in the shade is 22 degrees, and you've got a maximum UV index of 5, which is moderate, and cloud cover at 32%, and probability of thunderstorms is 0%. And yes, you've got wind speed at 11 kilometers per hour, east to northeasterly. Okay, we haven't had those winds in a while, but this is PE, right? 20 kilometers per hour on the gusts there, and 16 degrees Celsius. A little low in the evening, and it is going to be partly cloudy, by the way, and partly cloudy to mostly sunny during the day. And you've got the sunset coming up at 6:04 p.m. And Durban, your weather is saying that today's feel is going to be a little cloudy, and it is going to be clearing tonight. And Johannesburg, let's see, we've got the order of the day as coming up as clear. Okay, and Cape Town, your order is coming up as clear as well. Okay, there we go. And that's the weather. What a mouthful that is. Before all the wonderful music, and we've got ABBA. And sometimes you do feel like a winner. And you just say, well, you know what? The winner takes it all. That's it.
I don't wanna talk about things we've gone through, though it's hurting me. Now it's history.
I played all my cards, and that's what you've done too. Nothing more to say, no more race to play. The winner takes it all, the loser standing small beside the
I think it's Nilisha Naidu. Welcome, Nilisha Naidu. And that's on Facebook.
in your arms, thinking I belong there. I figured it made sense, building me a fence, building me a home, thinking I'd be strong there. But I was a fool, laying by the rules. The gods make wrong with dice, their minds as cold as ice. And someone way down here loses someone dear. The winner takes it all, the loser has to fall. It's simple and it's plain. Why should I complain? But tell me, does she kiss like I used to kiss you? Does it feel the same when she calls your name? Somewhere deep inside, you must know I miss you. But what can I say? Rules must be obeyed. The judges will decide, the likes of me are mine. Spectators of the show always stay alone. The game is on again, a lover or a friend, a big thing or a small, the winner takes it all. I don't wanna talk if it makes you feel sad, and I understand you've come to shake my hand. I apologize if it makes you feel bad, seeing me so tense, no self-confidence. But you see, the winner takes it all. The winner takes it
And one of my favorites from about, I think it was 1977, around the 70s. And this is Charlene, I've Never Been Into Me.
You're alive. You're a discontented mother and a regimented wife. I've no doubt you dream about the things you'll never do, but I wish someone had to talk to me like I wanna talk to you. Ooh, I've been to Georgia and California and anywhere
tear apart.
And for those of you who've joined me right now, we are doing business ethics and karma. And how is this going to affect you? What are the features of a business that is going to actually attract good karma? Because if you want to know, stay tuned.
Moved like Harlow in Monte Carlo and showed 'em what I've got. I've been undressed by kings and I've seen some things that a woman ain't supposed to see. I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me.
Hey, you know what paradise is? It's a lie. A fantasy we create about people and places as we'd like them to be. But you know what truth is? It's that little baby you're holding, and it's that man you fought with this morning, the same one you're going to make love with tonight. That's truth. That's love.
Sometimes I've been to crying for unborn children that might have made me complete. But I took the sweet life and never knew I'd be bitter from the sweet. I spent my life exploring the subtle whoring that costs too much to be free. Hey lady, I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. I've been to paradise, to Georgia and California and anywhere I could run. I've been to paradise, been to Nice and the Isle of Greece where they sing champagne and eat yams.
And just for those of you who have joined, we do have Ambassador Marine Kasimji, who is going to be joining us later. And we are very, very privileged and honored to have the UN Ambassador Marine Kasimji to actually join us and take up topics of, teenage empowerment and women empowerment. And we are looking forward to having her around 10 o'clock today. So Marine Kasimji is going to join us, Ambassador, and we are indeed very, very grateful to her. She has such a busy schedule, and her resume kind of like, it can actually go from one end of this building to the other. And so we are very, very, very happy to have her here. At 10 o'clock, she will be joining us to tell us that, what the future topics are going to be like, and where, she is helping in the community with empowerment and what is available to our youth today and our women today in terms of empowerment. Okay, so we are actually doing business ethics and karma, but when I actually ask myself what is the the definition of business ethics, I kind of like scratch my head a couple of times. So I thought that maybe we should start from there and we should take it from there and talk about business ethics. And obviously it is the appropriate business policies and practices regarding potentially controversial subjects, including, corporate governance and insider trading and bribery and discrimination, corporate social responsibility and fiduciary responsibilities. That means if somebody gives you an account, to handle, gives you their business to handle, how do you handle this? Do you handle it, within appropriate, legal and ethical parameters, or do you take it and just do like it's your own, because you have to respect that it's somebody else's, and if it's somebody else's, you got to treat it like your own, right? There you go. So what are ethics and why are they so important? Because ethics obviously is tied to karma. And if you can't put your ethics in place, and if you can't see yourself practice good ethics, then it's going to come back to bite you. And, we are going to be very good about this. And we're going to be discussing different aspects of business that you can actually take care of, actually, that you can make sure that, you're running within this, very, very good frame, so that you can practice good ethics, so that it attracts positive karma, attracts attracts, a whole lot of goodness to your business and not the bad elements. So we are going to be going on a little bit more about that. And then somewhere along the way, we are going to be inviting Ambassador Marine Kasimji to our show. And then we can stop and start again. But right now, coming up on the music scene, I have Anna Kendrick and Caps.
I got my ticket for the long way round. 2 bottle whiskey for the way. And I sure would like some sweet company. And I'm leaving tomorrow, what do you say? When I'm gone, when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair. You're gonna miss me everywhere. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. When I'm gone, when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk. You're gonna miss me by my talk. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I got my ticket for the long way round, the one with the prettiest of views. It's got mountains, it's got rivers, it's got sights to give you shivers, but it sure would be prettier with you. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk, you're gonna miss me by my talk. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair, you're gonna miss me everywhere. Oh, you're sure gonna miss me when I'm gone. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk, you're gonna miss me by my talk. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
And that unmistakable voice of Ed Sheeran, and it is Thinking Out Aloud.
And I can't sweep you off of your feet. Will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheeks? Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23. And I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe just the touch of a hand. Well, me, I fall in love with you every single day. And I just wanna tell you I am. So honey, now take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud. Maybe we found love right where we are. When my hair's all but gone and my memory fades, and the crowds don't remember my name. When my hands don't play the strings the same way, I know you will still love me the same. 'Cause honey, your soul could never grow old, it's evergreen. And baby, your smile's forever in my mind and memory. kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Oh, darling, place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud that maybe we found love right where we are. Well, maybe we found love right where we are. And we found love right where we are.
Oh, what a famous song that became, and it stole the hearts of so many people, including me. And we are talking about ethics and why they're so important. You know, ethics and principles, they guide us every single day. So when you transgress them, you know, it can really, really, you know, come against you. So it's something where you tell the truth, you keep the peace, you know, you keep to our promises and help people when they're in need. And what is karma? You know, karma, on the other hand, is quite well known. It is anything that, you know, that you do is going to bounce back at you. So it's a cause and effect kind of relationship between two things, and that is your action and even your inaction sometimes. Even, you know, even if you don't do something and you know about it and you know that it is something that is going to be hurting somebody else. Like, for example, you know that your friend is going to be hurt because, you know, a husband is having an affair and you don't say anything. That is also negative karma, because you know, karma doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, if you say something that you can get involved. It can also mean silence. So, you know, in business, if you are silent about something and you know that it's hurting your employees, that also can affect you. So if you know that you are paying your workers and it's an underpaid, you know, amount, and you should really be upping that salary, and you keep quiet about it, and you know that they're having a hard time, and, you know, and the cost of living is going up, and you can possibly afford to give 1 or 2% of, you know, the business profits to them, that is also negative karma. So you should make sure at all times, on all premises, that you know, your terms of business is absolutely upright, and you know, that you need to meet with your employees and talk to them about their salaries and say, our profits are not that good. You know, there you are. You know, this is all shared. This is shared information, and we'll be sure to raise your salaries when we can do that. But at the moment, these are our expenses, and we're really struggling to make ends meet, or whatever it is. But fair is fair, and that is good karma. That is attracting good karma in business. And business isn't personal, you know, on that we can all agree. And but the way that business approaches and conducts itself on a daily basis, that is also very, very important. And it says much about the culture of the people that are involved in that business. And you know, so obviously, you know, we want to keep to the parameters all the time and be good, be kind, be fair, be just, be compassionate, and reach out to people that need us. You know, because you may be a boss, you may be the head of the company, but it doesn't mean to say that you know, you don't have a heart. So heart comes first, love comes first, love, compassion for people come first. And that's what experts say. So, you know, we don't want to ignore that, you know, good, the bad, the ugly of the business, because it can really turn on you. That tail can turn and whiplash you in times of COVID as well, because there are some people, you can't explain it, are really busy. And they're doing the same job as the next person, but that person's not busy. So, you know, you don't, probably can't explain it, but that's all part of karma. Anyway, coming up right now is Michael Bublé. We're going to be sharing a lot about what the experts are saying, but also at 9:45, Marine Mia Kasimji, ambassador, is going to join us, so you can stay in tune for her. Michael Bublé, haven't met you yet.
I'm not surprised, not everything lasts. I've broken my heart so many times I stopped keeping track. Talk myself in, I talk myself out. I get all worked up, then I let myself down. I tried so very hard not to lose it. I came up with a million excuses. I thought of every possibility. And I know someday that it'll work so we can work to work it out. And I promise you, kid, that I'll give so much more than I get. I just haven't met you yet. I might have to wait, I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and into my life. And I know that we can be so amazing. And baby, your love is gonna change me. And now I can see every possibility. Somehow I know that it'll all turn out. You'll make me work so we can work to work it out. And I promise you, kid, I'll get so much more than I get. I just haven't met you yet. They say all's fair in love and war, but I won't need to fight it. Get it right, we'll be united. And I know that we can be so amazing. And being in your life is gonna change me. And now I can see every single possibility. And someday I know it'll all turn out. And I'll work to work it out. Promise you, kid, I'll give more than I get, than I get, than I get, than I get. Oh, you know it'll all turn out. And you'll make me work so we can work to work it out. And I promise you, kid, to give so much more than I get. Yeah, I just haven't met you yet. I just haven't met you yet. Oh, I promise you, kid, to give so much more than I get. I said love, 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 love. I just haven't met you yet. Yeah, I just haven't met you yet.
And that was I Just Haven't Met You Yet. Coming up, Pretty Women soundtrack, and that's Roxette. And I hope that you can enjoy this.
Lay a whisper on my pillow. Leave the winter on the ground. I wake up lonely. There's air of silence in the bedroom and all around. Touch me now. I close my eyes and dream away. It must have been love, but it's over now. It must have been good, but I lost it somehow. It must have been love, but it's over now. From the moment we touched till the time had run out. Make believing we're together, that
welcome Venugopal.
It must have been love, but it's over now. It must have been good, but I lost it somehow. It must have been love, but it's over now. From the moment we touched till the time ran out. Yeah, it must have been love, but it's over now. It was all that I wanted, now I'm dealing without. It must have been love, but it's over now. It's where the water flows. It's where the wind
It must be love, but it's over now. And yesterday we were nursing broken hearts, weren't we? Okay. But, we do all sorts of topics here, and I hope that you were helped yesterday if you tuned in to our topics. But, we're talking about business ethics and karma, and let's talk about the qualities that are integrated into business. And the experts have come up with a couple of pillars of character that develop and go around services that we deliver and materials to increase ethical commitment. And what are these pillars? Because they can necessarily uphold a business. They are essential for business to be held up. And these are all linked to karma. So we're going to talk about how they are, but we are going to talk about the pillars, which are generosity, positive vibrations, trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, citizenship, and the experts agree. If it doesn't come from the top, it doesn't come from the bosses, and it doesn't come from your CEOs and your managers and your heads of department and your superiors and supervisors, and your sub, divisions as well. If it doesn't come from them, it doesn't permeate through to the rest of the organization at all. So, it is very, very important that if you're listening in and you are, in some managerial position or head of department or supervisor, that you uphold these pillars, because it's very important that when you do, then karma becomes all good and positive towards the business, and the business will thrive most definitely. Employees look to the top. They look to their top leaders for guidance and for help and behaviors that you are expected to model. And if you can model these, then definitely, it comes from there. And, there are other pillars as well, like honesty and definitely integrity and promise keeping and trustworthiness and loyalty, in fairness, and concern for others and caring for others and helping others. Do you really care, or is it lip service? We're going to be discussing that a little bit more when you get back. And right now it is Jimmy Cliff and No Woman, No Cry.
No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. 'Cause I remember when we used to sit in a government yard in Boys Town, observing those hypocrites. Mingle with the good people we met. Good friends we knew, or good friends we lost along the way. In this great future, we can't forget the past. So dry your tears, I say. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. 'Cause I remember when we used to sit in a governmental boys' town, and Brother Hicks would make the fire light like a wood burning through the night. And we would cook fish tea and cornmeal porridge, of which I'll share with you. My feet is my only carriage, and so I've got to push on through while I say everything's gonna be alright. 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 No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Little darling, to cry no tear, no tear. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry.
She's simply awesome. She touched by me in painted on jeans, and all had turned 'cause she was the cream. In the blink of an eye, I knew her number and her name. Yeah. She said I was the tiger she wanted to tame. Caribbean queen, now we're sharing the same dream, and our hearts they're beating one. No more love on the run. I lose my cool when she steps in the room, and I get so excited just from her perfume. Electric eyes that you can't ignore, and passion burns you like never before. I was in search of a good time, just running my game, yeah. Love was the furthest from my mind, yeah. Caribbean queen, now we're sharing the same dream, and our hearts
Billy Ocean and Caribbean Queen coming up there for you guys. And we are going to be setting up now for Ambassador Marine Mia Kasimji. So I hope you're going to be staying with us. And we are talking about business ethics and what is it about business ethics that links it to karma, and what are the pillars and character of business that we need to take care of, and what do we look for, what do we have to uphold in our businesses in order to make it right. And the first one is actually honesty and ethical principles. Ethical executives are honest, obviously, and truthful, and they should be in every single way, because their dealings in their dealings, they shouldn't deliberately mislead or deceive people. And if they are doing that, that can be huge for them, and that is very, very important that they don't. So we are going to be looking at that, and misrepresentations and partial truths and selective omissions. And as I said as well, if you are not saying something, it doesn't mean to say that you are going to be attracting positive karma. You're still going to be attracting negative karma. So just watch out about that as well. Misrepresentations and partial truths, no, not on. And that's something that, we have to be careful of. And what about overstatements, exaggerating your losses, to business employees in your business? That can also be quite bad, because, you don't want to do that. And when you do that, it can definitely affect you negatively. So there we go, and we are going to be going back to more music, and at 10 o'clock we are going to be starting, or maybe even sooner, with Mia Kasimji, Marine, that is the ambassador, UN ambassador for goodwill in humanitarianism.
Time I saw you, oh, you look so fine, and I had a feeling one day you'll be mine. Honey, you came along and captured my heart. Now my love is somewhere lost in your dreams.
And that was Penny Lover. And now we have Billy Ocean and Suddenly. And soon we are going to be joined by Ambassador Marine Kasimji, who's going to be definitely uplifting us in terms of youth empowerment and women empowerment in SA. So let's wait for that.
Fairy tale until that first hello, until that first smile. But if I had to do it all again, I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause this love is everlasting. Suddenly, life has new meaning to me. There's beauty up above and things we never take notice of. You wake up and suddenly you're in love. Ooh, yeah. Girl, you're everything a man could want and more. 1,000 words are not enough to say what I feel inside. Holding hands as we walk along the shore. Never felt like this before. Now you're all I'm living for. Suddenly, life has new meaning to me. There's beauty up above and things we never take notice of. You wake up and suddenly you're in love. Each day I pray this love affair would last forever. Ooh, suddenly life has new meaning to me. There's beauty up above and things we never take notice of. You wake up suddenly, you're in love. There's beauty up above, things we never take notice of. You wake up and suddenly you're in love.
And the moment that we all have been waiting for. Welcome, 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 Ambassador Marine Kasimji. How are you this morning? We seem to be having a sound problem because I'm not actually listening to Ms. Kasimji. Let me just quickly get our audio tech and it will be sorted out. Just give me 2 minutes. Ambassador, okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
wonderful. Yes, I can hear you. Welcome. Welcome to the show. All things considered, and I know that you have a very, very busy schedule, and we are absolutely privileged to be joined by you this morning. And I know that you're a woman of stature, indeed. And you know, I'm absolutely thrilled. looking forward to hearing all about Ambassador Marine Mia Kasimji. I'm not going to tell the listeners anything about you, and I want you to spill it all out and tell us exactly who you are and who is Marine, what does she do, and what is her role in society, what makes up Marine. Tell us all about that, Ambassador.
Well, all praise be to God for me being here and for everything else as well. Firstly, thank you, Ini, for the opportunity, and thank you to Capital Radio. Marine, if everybody's seen any of my previous introductions, you'd know that I always introduce myself as three things. I'm a daughter first, then a wife, and then a mother. So everything else that comes with the titles and the different academia, etc., all of that is kind of what those three roles define. I don't use it the opposite way around, where the roles that I play define those different roles that I have to encompass. So I'm a daughter, a wife, and a mother first. I have various academia in different fields of law, psychology, and also financial forensics. Recently, I was awarded the United Nations Goodwill Ambassadorship in humanitarianism, which is last year, October. Just recently, I received an ambassadorship for being the South African ambassador to the Ladies of All Nations International, which is based in the UK. I am also the National South African Director for the International Youth Society. Over and above that, I have my own company, which is called the MEA Company. So I'm a CEO and founder of that. I'm a director of a couple of NGOs. You'll hear more of the MEA Company as we go along. And during my time of the NGOs as well, lots of humanitarian work gets done. So that's kind of me. What makes up Marine is life's experiences. Life and whatever it throws at me just makes me who I am. And if somebody has to ask why there's so many different academia, the law, the psychology, and whatever, I'm just a lifelong learner. And I think gaining more knowledge is the only way I'll be able to give off more to people. So my philosophy is always that I could have 20 to 30 certificates to me, but the worth of the certificate is only based on what I give off from it to help humanity. So lifelong learner is me, and I'm praying that who I am as a person, not defined by monetary gain, is what makes everybody proud, hopefully, my parents especially.
Oh, that's brilliant. It is so amazing. But, this was so ordained by God, I think, because I chose this topic today on business ethics and karma. And there you come. Yes, there you come. And, we've been doing love and relationships. And because, COVID has really, really taken, relationships to another level, and people are fed up and leaving. And so I thought that this business ethics and karma would be something so good to do today and share, with our listeners, what are the pillars of character of a business, never mind on a personal level. And here you come talking all about that. And I think that was so ordained.
Recently, I got an award for one of the top 100 successful women in business that was given by the Global Trade Center overseas. So business ethics for me has a whole different meaning, but that we'll do at another
Absolutely. We cannot wait to hear, because you are such a mountain of knowledge. And, I just want to pick pieces of you because, we can learn so much. Because as you correctly said, and in our conversations, I think as well, today's topic is going to be all about introduction of Marine and your company and the projects that you're involved with. But I also want to say that, you were saying that even as a person, ethics, was always the first and forward in your business. And it was not just about, all the titles and everything else. So, we are we're so in awe of somebody like that, because, to get someone of this caliber is so difficult. We don't often see people of this caliber. And that is why I'm so excited to have you on the show, especially, having the women empowerment in. And I must thank you very much for having extended your time, because you are so busy between Zoom meetings and everything else.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and you want to, you say that MEA or MIA is what each one has within. So can you just elaborate a little bit about what you meant on that?
Well, firstly, MEA is my company. M stands for Motivate, E for Empower, A for Advance. It has a little story behind it. And MEA was born in my mind when I was crippled many, many years ago, when in my early 20s. I had just started flourishing in terms of academia. and I was left paralyzed on a bed. And I was told I'd never walk again. I won't be able to have children. And so, fast forward to today, I do walk and I am a mother. So,
Wow.
MEA is Motivate, Empower, and Advance that I had to use to build me again, to take that first step. It took 7 months to take the first step, but I did. So there's a lot that happens in your mental capacity that can control a lot that happens in your life.
Absolutely.
So MEA is born of that, and that's what MEA is for. And together with that, I really, and what I mean by saying MEA is within each one of us. It's what each one of us have possessed throughout our lives. Each one of you who's listening now, for example, how many of us, for the example, go through a day where we say, "Oh, I don't know how I'm going to get through this day," but guess what? You get through the day. How many women say, "I'm so tired of doing this. I don't know how I'm going to manage," but come hell or high water, the entire day goes by. Everyone gets seen to. You get seen to as yourself, and you get back to bed and you get up the next morning. That is an inner motivation in itself. That is your inner self advancing you to make that empowered move for the day so that everybody gets seen to.
Yes.
So you have it inside you all along. It's just to nurture that, to bring out your authentic being. And that's what's important. So that's what MEA is about.
And that's what you do. I think that's what your life is all about. Bringing those qualities that we find within outside. And we find that very, very hard to do, very, very difficult to do as human beings. Because, we often, see to everything on the outside. We very, very rarely tap on our insides. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know that the thing is, when you asked me an introduction of myself, and I said daughter, wife, and mother, and I said to you, there's all the accolades that come with it. Yes, but many people today, I find, tend to encompass the role of their career or their business before the career of being who they need to be in terms of life.
I agree.
So for me,
Yes.
being a daughter, being a mother, and being a wife is what has to determine my role in my business, not the
Absolutely.
business determining the other way around.
Yes.
And so we need to start defining who we are for ourselves first, for our creator to be pleased with us. And then everything else just kind of falls into place once you become your own center, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
You motivate, you empower, you advance yourself, and then everybody else around you would want to do the same. That's what it's about.
I'm in awe because, I also have come from a very, very religious background, a very spiritual family and very religious. So, you bringing the creator in is so exciting for me.
It's what I always do.
No, absolutely. My Facebook, crowd will know and friends will know that there's nothing that goes past Ini that is not all about creator. And, I wanted to just tell you that I'm taking this little vow of silence, except for my work, of course, because I do speak to myself. Yeah, nobody else listens, and it's all self-talk. But I'm taking this vow of silence. It's all about empowering from within, because we
Yes.
find that so difficult to do. So, but anyway, to just get on, with our interview, and the next question that I'd like to ask you as well, why is your passion to empower women and children especially, and what have been your findings, and what do you think we could change, maybe even via the segment? I mean, those are 3 questions, but you can cover them, I'm sure.
Yeah. I think what's crucial for me is to know that I am a woman and I have been a child. So throughout my life's experiences, I've determined different things along my life that I really would have liked some guidance with outside of mom and outside of family. And what happens with us, we tend to become so defined by society standards. Our norms and standards that we grow up with and what we want to be is always defined by outside of us.
Yes.
So I felt that, it's time for me to grow me. And when I found that was possible, and it is possible to actually achieve so much by doing what you feel is your passion and still retaining that bond that you have with above, etc., there is the balance and you can have it. So as much as I have the accolades and the certificates of the degrees, what I give off and what I teach is actually based on my life's experiences. So I don't teach you a theory that somebody else found.
Yes.
I teach you what worked for me and what I know can work, because every one of us can build of it. So in terms of projects and programs, there's so many that I do, and lots of this is humanitarian effort more than anything. In South Africa, there's a huge need. Our women need to really start redefining who they are and appreciating themselves for what they do and who they are. Stop defining you by other people's standards. Stop doing that. Rather, create who you are. And the one misconception we have is when somebody says there's empowerment, and women need to be empowered, there's this misconception that that means she's going to become powerful and she's going to be disrespectful and she's going to be like this and like that. That's not what happens.
And
If
Iron
you
Woman.
actually get it, yeah, and if you get in tune with who you are and you start to empower you from within, and your family circle sees that bonus of your authentic being, they themselves are going to respect you more and want to become empowered themselves. So how better to have the catalyst effect of changing humanity from changing one. So the
Yes.
thing for me is I have a passion for children. I've always had that. So for me to try and build up kids together, we're building the moms, we're building the leaders, and we're building those that give birth to humanity. So that's just bonus for me. I love doing it.
Absolutely. You know, it really, really resonates with all that I've grown up with, and totally, totally, you know, endorses that. And I think that, you know, the divine has brought us together, really, because it is always about, I've been, you know, to many business seminars, women empowerment seminars and women of stature, you know, groups and things like that. I must say that, you know, being a businesswoman myself, an businesswoman running two businesses, I actually felt that you are, you know, 100% right, that, you know, they do, you know, tend to emphasize the business aspect a lot more than they do that you're a mother and that you need to be a mother first and, you know, within the home. And, you know, what is the change that you think you can bring via doing this segment with us on Capital Radio with All Things Considered?
Well, the ideal is that we need to start teaching people start to think and become more aware. You're not going to
Changing
be
their
able to
thinking.
change anything about you if you're not going to become aware.
Yes.
So the ideal for me is that through this segment, we start to talk about stuff that make people think about themselves, think about the environments, think about certain things, what changes they'd like to make. So we're going to pose these questions and give them solutions.
Yes.
So not just leave things dangling in there.
Fantastic.
That's what is absolutely key.
Fantastic. I really like that. I really like that. And I think that, you know, and our youth, you know, I mean, I see that there's such a disintegration of morale
Yeah.
and esteem, self-esteem and confidence. And,
Yeah.
and that's what really, really bothers me, because, you know, I think that, you know, we're becoming a suicidal society, and who blames us, you know, I mean, with all the COVID changes that have been happening. So I'm sure that, you know, in terms of the COVID, has your role changed in any way?
Well, a lot. COVID has changed a lot for everybody, I think. But as much as and I've said this on different panels, I had a European Union panel with me last year, and not too long ago this year, we had one with the African Union.
Yes.
And they asked an opinion, and I said to them, we're focusing a lot on this pandemic of the virus, yes, but we got 3 other pandemics that we're really neglecting. And that's the pandemic of hunger, pandemic of poverty, and for me, a huge pandemic of mental health issues. This COVID has left us all mentally distraught. You could have been the strongest of person in your mindset,
absolutely.
the strongest of person in a
Absolutely.
business, but COVID has taught you to just, everything just came crushing down.
Yes.
So if anything COVID has taught me is to be grateful.
Oh, absolutely.
Gratitude for me is what's important. And I think if each one of us right now through COVID and in this face of adversity still find something that we can be grateful for, we're still able to move on and push forward with a little bit of hope. But COVID has changed a lot for everybody. I've lost too many people, at least 44, many of my own personal family in the time. So it drains you. It does. And I've been on the field. I go out and I was doing, you know, the community development and going out to do feeding schemes and hamper drives throughout COVID and lockdown. So I know what those people were feeling. And I feel that every time you help somebody else, you actually have something to be grateful for, which you have. And that is where the blessings come in, that you go and keep going and keep helping others. But yeah, we just need to really try and push. And that's why, for me, trying to do the youth programs that I do is essential, because we keep saying the youth are our future leaders, our children are our future, but what are we teaching them for their future if we aren't here? COVID has taught us life is that short. What are we leaving in terms of legacies for them? How are we teaching them? Are we teaching them monetary value or value of life per se?
Exactly.
So there's a lot that's a lot that needs to be grasped, and kids need attention. We just, you know, because we need to get by every day as adults and the world is just swimming us away, our children are left to just start doing things for themselves. They need that 10 to 15 minutes of your eye time. not screen time, stuff like that. It
Yes.
really, really, really starts with
And
us
and
trying to
Maureen,
change certain things.
sorry, yes, having you said that, and I'm just thinking out loud as well. So many women and well, generally people have brought their work home. And now
Yes,
the kids are seeing this business person right in the middle of everything. And more so now, they're not getting any time because all the
yes.
business has been moved to home. And how do you see that?
It's actually been very difficult. I've counseled families and I've counseled children who felt that I don't have mom anymore. I don't have dad anymore. um, Kids have been, the funny thing is we don't understand the role teachers play. Our educators become more than just a teacher nowadays to our children. They become the counselor, they become the doctor or the nurse, they become the therapist. Plus, there's a plus and a plus and a plus for them.
Yes.
Our children are becoming so dependent on their teachers becoming their best friends and alliances that we're not in touch with our kids anymore. And that's what we need to start to focus on. You can bring your business home, but your time management has got to still be focused on what is necessary. Your
Absolutely.
child needs your time. Your child is given to you as a gift. And if I give you a
Wow.
precious gift that's gold and it's something that's really worth it, so you're going to put it somewhere where no one's going to ever hurt it, or it's never going to break or shatter.
Yes.
That's what you're going to do with it. So treat your children in the same manner. They
Wow.
need that one-on-one attention, even if it is 10 to 15 minutes. Trust me, it makes the biggest difference. A hug to your child right now means the world, because for me, we gave credit to a lot of frontliners in terms of our doctors, and stuff like that. And yes, the credit does go there.
Yeah.
For me, the biggest frontliner were our children. Our children were just thrown into this madness and chaos, and they had to just deal. Nobody sat with the kids and explained, this is why you can't go to school. We just told them you have to wear the mask because it's important. You can't go and see granny because it's not allowed. They had to somehow try and reason this whole thing. And then we said, no, you can go back to school. Just go back. You're allowed to go back to school. And everything for them was just, I have to just deal with it. And they did. Our children just dealt with whatever was blown at them. Kids just lost their teachers that they were so close to without somebody consoling them that they lost that teacher. And they lost friends to COVID. Kids were losing their friends to COVID. Their friends lost their parents whom they knew. Nobody's taken the time out to understand what is the mental capacity of our children right now. Have we even asked our kids, how do you feel after COVID for over a year? We haven't really done that because we're just so keen on trying to get past it. We want to get past it, and we want our kids to just go past it with us. But trust me, when you talk to your kids about this, they'll teach you one or two things about COVID that you probably didn't know. So it's really important for us to get in touch with our youth.
Yes, and I think, talking about them being, about parents being keen to just get past the whole thing, you can get caught up in a whirlpool. And I don't think some of them do it intentionally. I don't think it's
No,
the intention. I think that very often the word is caught up, and they do forget that they're in their home, and often little Johnny gets put away in a corner, and little Johnny is hungry, and I'm like now in the middle of a Zoom meeting, and I'm like shooing the child away. It doesn't, it's so sad when you think about it that this is where it is. But I'm sure you're going to be enlightening us on a lot of psychological aspects of women and teenagers and children, and just so that we know, and for our future and listeners, obviously, to know what is in the pipeline. Can you perhaps tell us about 4 or 5 topics that you would like to deal with, and motivate those topics with our listeners?
There's quite a few that that surface, but I think the first aspect I think everybody needs to understand is that this is an empowerment segment, but empowerment is not going to be taught to you to become powerful. It's not going to be where you become dictatorial to somebody and you have authority over somebody. It's to teach you to have authority over yourself. It's to teach you to become empowered for you as a self. So the ideal for these segments is that you're going to grow as a self. So self-growth is one of those topics. What exactly does it mean? What is a self? Define who you are. We're going to start this, this, for example, what we discuss now in terms of the parents being at home and working, they're not doing things intentionally. They don't even know that they're doing certain things with their kids. But let's face it, now that we've mentioned it, and if somebody is listening, it creates an awareness. And they start to think, oh, but wait, I'm working at home. Am I doing that? That's exactly what these segments are meant to do, is to create that awareness about you as a self. What are you doing? So self-growth is one of them, very crucial for you to actually learn how to grow you. Because to become empowered, you need to be able to be honest with yourself and become aware to grow you
And
as a
that's,
self. So
wouldn't
self-growth
you
is one
say,
of them.
this is the hardest thing ever? Because,
Yes.
religiously, a lot of the teachings that I follow say that you are three people. It's often that you are three people. You're not just one, because you often, who society thinks you are, and who you think you are, and who you really are. So
Yes.
and
So the whole idea is to get in touch with who you really are.
yes, absolutely. And I like the idea of, or I like what you said, that God, has gifted you a child. This child is a gift to you, and unfortunately, for a lot of us, this little gift has been put away in a cupboard, and we don't do it intentionally. But I think it's going to bring to fore. For a lot of people, what we need to put as priority. So, some of your future topics, anything else that you'd want to go through?
Yeah, yeah. And another one would obviously be on youth. I'd like to really focus on a lot of stuff for our youth development and youth programs and projects and what they can do for themselves and what we can do for them.
Yes.
I'd like to do another one, which is pre-COVID, which is pre-2020 and post-2021. I'd like to create some awareness in terms of COVID, what it's done to you in your mental capacity and what you can do to try and cope, so some coping skills. I'd like to do a segment on the actual MEA concepts, the motivate, the empower, the advance. How do you actually learn to motivate yourself? How do you empower yourself? And how do you actually advance you without losing people around you, without losing touch with who you really need to be? Another very key factor for me in life on a daily basis is gratitude. So I really like to discuss gratitude, but there's a twist to how I teach gratitude. Gratitude, lots of people feel, is about positive. I'm grateful for something that's good that's happened to me. I want to teach you to be grateful for the bad that's happened to you. When you actually learn that technique of how to be grateful for in the face of adversity, then anything can come your way and you'll be able to get through it. So those are just what comes to mind at the top of my head at the moment. But yeah, we have to touch on the self. You have to grow, you have to learn, you have to develop, and that's how you will grow you. And the ideal is obviously that whoever's listening and gets, we need to just change one thing. You need to define that one thing, change that one thing about you. It doesn't mean that you're going to alter the lives of your family. You're altering you, you're changing you. The benefit is for you. The authentic being is you. Your creator has created you, and you deserve that most authentic life, your most authentic being. And that's what the segment is going to try and enhance and bring out for you as a listener.
Yes, and I think that by changing you, by empowering the self, by empowering from within, I
Yes.
think that then you are empowered to actually deal with others. And
Yes.
we often forget that it's like putting the oxygen mask on yourself first,
Yeah.
because you can't be of any asset, of any use, of any gift to anybody, and definitely not a pillar of strength if you yourself is
Yeah.
not a pillar of strength. And I think
Yes,
that's very
the
important.
thing is when you go to an empowerment workshop, and I give them, so I know you come to that, you leave everything that's bugging you and whatever, and you come to an empowerment workshop and you feel really all hyped up after that, because we really give you this empowerment and we push you, and you go to any one of them and you feel really good at the session or at the workshop. But when you leave there, the question for you is, what are you taking back with you that's going to alter what you came from? If nothing is altered when you walk back home, then the workshop was a waste of effort. The ideal is to give people tools of empowerment so that they start to become their own empowerment specialist.
Okay.
They need to start to learn how to cope with life and stuff that happens with them. So that's what this is about. We're going to give people tools to motivate, to empower, and advance themselves to the best version of who they have to be.
Yes, and and we look overall at the divine creator, and also why the divine creator created us. It's always about empowering us to help others, because
Yes.
it is about extending to man, extending to humankind. Because if you just think you are here to, and I don't know whether you agree with that concept, that you're not just here to eat, drink, and be merry by yourself. It's about sharing and caring and extending your your gifts to others, and your talent and what the divine has given you, not only to be grateful, as you said, for your gifts, and obviously to be grateful for whatever he didn't give you as well, because there's a reason.
Absolutely.
There's a reason, and
Absolutely.
he's given somebody else that, and you can nurture that in someone else. And I
Yes.
think that that is going to be fantastic. Now, you're based in Johannesburg, and is there a Marine Kasimji ambassador that does this kind of work in Durban, or do you also have
I'm
workshops in
still
Durban, or
everything. I come from Durban and KZN,
projects?
so the work
Okay.
that I started there is still going to continue. What I'm going to start in Johannesburg will also continue if I have to move away, whatever. So where I start, I'll never stop until we reach a specific purpose and the goals of what's needed there. So the work continues, even though I'm physically not there. Just this morning, before I could come on here, I had stuff that had to be done for Durban itself. So the people that I've touched and the people that I help will still get their help. Johannesburg, I will still go out here and start to reach people here. So the whole idea of being the humanitarian in me started when I was 14, and I intend to keep that going because it's not about monetary gain, and it's not about the accolades are wonderful. The fact that you get the recognition globally for the work that you're doing, because you're touching people's lives and you're making that that positive difference to give people healing when they need it the most. We're giving people hope. We're giving people faith in humanity, because that's what we lost a lot in the past year. We really need to start focusing on keeping humanity and the faith in humanity alive. And the only way to do that is to give off yourself. So like I said before, I can have 20 certificates. Anyone out there can have many degrees, many certificates. You can even have wealth in terms of money. But really, until you give off to humanity, you haven't really helped. You haven't really done much.
Absolutely.
Your legacy needs to be about what you're giving off to humanity to build humanity. And that's key for
100%.
me.
Yes, 100%. And okay, so we have settled a time for Thursdays at 10 o'clock, just for our listeners, for Ambassador Marine Kasimji to come forward and, and share her thoughts and ideas and contribute to this particular program, which is All Things Considered with myself, Ini. And I definitely look forward to having you at the Thursday time slot at 10 o'clock. And I just hope that, we are going to be learning a lot from you, and that, our listeners are going to be definitely benefiting, I'm sure. So I'm looking forward to those slots, and next week is our next slot, and we will be posting out your, in advance, your, your topics of interest that is going to go on from week to week. And I do want to thank you for joining us today and sharing a little bit about Marine Mia Kasimji, and who Marine is, and who MEA is, and where did this all begin. I seriously am very grateful for you to join us, and I think that our listeners can be in for a treat, especially with empowering ourselves, because I know we always tend to neglect ourselves. But thank you very much for joining us, Marine, and do have a wonderful day further, and we hope to see you next week. Okay. All right, then
Thank you very much, Ini, and thank you to all the listeners. God bless everybody. Keep us in prayer as well. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. I will. Okay, then. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sometimes the snow comes down in June. Sometimes the sun goes round
That was absolutely brilliant having an ambassador from the UN, Marine Mia Kasimji, with us, don't you think? Because, you know, it was absolutely brilliant that she could join us. And she is going to be treating us to her thoughts on a weekly basis. And we are indeed very, very lucky to have her because, you know, she's going to teach us how to empower ourselves from within, which is the hardest thing to do. And we're really looking forward to that as well. So we are going to be going on with our business ethics and karma. And as, you know, Ambassador Marine said, that is also very, very important in the business ethics. So we look forward to that. And coming up right now, we are going to have Ed Sheeran. And how apt is this? This is perfect. We all are going to be striving to be perfect in business soon. So yes, let's listen to Ed Sheeran.
Say my name, say my name. If no one is around you, say, baby, I love you. If you ain't running game, say my name, say my name.
With Destiny's Child before that.
Ain't calling me baby, why the sudden change? Say my name, say my name. If no one is around you, say, baby, I love you. If you ain't running game, say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby, better say my name. The other day, I would call, you would say, baby, how's your day? But today, it ain't the same. Every other word is a yeah, okay. Could it be that you are at the crib with another lady? If you took it there, first of all, let me say, I am not the one to sit around and be played. So prove yourself to me. If I'm the girl that you claim, why don't you say the things that you said to me yesterday? I know you said that I am assuming things. Something's going down, that's the way it seems. Shouldn't be no reason why you acting strange. Nobody's holding you back from me, 'cause I know how you usually do. When you're saying everything to me times two, why can't you just tell the truth? If somebody said, then tell me who. Say my name, say my name. Say my name is around you. Say, baby, I love you. Ain't running game. Say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby. Why you sudden change? Say my name, say my name. If no one is around you, say, baby, I love you. If you ain't running game. Say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby. Better say my name. What's up with this? Tell the truth, who you with? How would you like it if I came over with my clique? Don't try to change it now. See, you gotta bounce when 2 seconds ago said you just got in the house. It's hard to believe that you are at home by yourself when I just heard the voice of someone else. Just this question, why do you feel you gotta lie? Getting caught up in your game when you cannot say my name. I know you said that I am assuming things. Something's going down, that's the way it seems. Shouldn't be no reason why you acting strange. If nobody's holding you back from me, 'cause I know how you usually do. When you're saying everything to me, don't you? Why can't you just tell the truth? If somebody's there, then tell me who. Say my name, say my name. No one is around you. Say, baby, I love you. Ain't running game. Say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby. Why the sudden change? Say my name, if it doesn't change. Say, baby, I love you. You ain't running game. I'll show no, she can't love you.
I found a love
Ed Sheeran and Perfect right there.
me. Darling, just dive right in. Follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass. We're listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it. Darling, you look perfect tonight. Well, I found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shares my dreams. I hope that someday I'll share her home. I found a love to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love, to carry children of our own. We are still kids, but we're so in love, fighting against all odds. I see my future in your eyes. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, or listening to our favorite song. I have faith in what I see. Now I know I have met an angel in person, and she looks perfect. I don't deserve this. You look perfect tonight.
Darling, you look perfect tonight. And I just hope those compliments are flying between everybody, especially after all relationship programs we've had on the show. And it has definitely rejuvenated your love for each other. And we also did compliments that you can pay your husband and your partner. So I hope you've been taking notes. By now, you should have a huge file and composed by Ini, of course, and putting all that on your top, part of the shelf, because you can refer to it now and then. Okay, so we're talking about business ethics and karma, and Marine Ambassador Marine Mia Kasimji also spoke about that, and we talking about the number 2 pillar, which is integrity. And the experts do agree that ethical executives demonstrate personal integrity and courage throughout their roles in business, because this is very, very important. And if integrity isn't demonstrated throughout the business partnerships and in running a business, and honorable and upright principles upheld, karma can really, really be bad when it comes to that. And and sacrificing something like integrity, just because you can earn a bigger salary package is not good. So integrity is another pillar that supports ethical business principles that we should watch out for, because this is, is it really possible to uphold karma in business? It's a very, very difficult question, because it's not a difficult question, it's a difficult question to answer. because the truth of the matter is that everybody is motivated by money, and money makes the world go round. And man today has really, really, really gotten onto these principles of making money, and that's the only principle that matters. It's not about heart anymore. It's not about compassion, and we know that because time and time and again it's being demonstrated. Whenever we look at a society, the compassion and the humanitarian aspect has been neglected, and that is the reason why I have invited Ambassador Marine to the show, because we need to address that. But anyway, we're talking about integrity, and it is very, very easy to people to slip on that and not uphold upright principles, and and not be fair when it comes to business. But they will not sacrifice principle for expediency, be hypocritical or unscrupulous, and that is what we are looking at: not being unscrupulous, not being hypocritical, and sacrificing yourself for this. And it's very, very easy when you're on the top, let's face it. Okay, there you go. And it's Phil Collins coming up now, Groovy Kind of Love, and it's something that I really, really enjoy a lot.
When I'm feeling blue, all I have to do is take a look at you. Then I'm not so blue. When you're close to me, I can feel your heartbeat. I can hear you breathing in my ear. Wouldn't you agree? Baby, you and me got a groovy kind of love. Anytime you want to, you can turn me on to anything you want to, anytime at all. When I kiss your lips, ooh, I start to shiver. Can't control the quivering inside. Wouldn't you agree? Baby, you and me got a groovy kind of love. When I'm feeling blue, all I have to do is take a look at you. Then I'm not so blue. When I'm in your arms, nothing seems to matter. My whole world could shatter. I don't care. Wouldn't you agree? Baby, you and me got a groovy kind of love. We got a groovy kind of love. We got a groovy kind of love. We got a groovy kind of love.
And isn't it just grand when we put a Cliff Richard right in between everybody? And it's Bachelor Boy.
When I was young, my father said, son, I have something to say. And what he told me I'll never forget until my dying day.
Son, you are a bachelor boy, and that's the way to stay. Son, you be your bachelor boy until your dying day. When I was 16, I fell in love with a girl as sweet as can be. But I remember just in time what my daddy said to me. He said, son, you are a bachelor boy, and that's the way to stay. Son, you be your bachelor boy until your dying day. As time goes by, I probably will meet a girl and fall in love. Then I'll get married, have a wife and a child, and they'll be my turtle dove. But until then, I'll be your bachelor boy, and that's the way I'll stay. Happy to be your bachelor boy until my dying day. Yeah, I'll be your bachelor boy, and that's the way I'll stay. Yeah, yeah. Happy to be your bachelor boy until my dying day.
Followed there by MJ and that unmistakable, dreamy, absolutely to die for voice. And the girl is mine.
Every night she walks right in my dreams since I met her from the start. I'm so proud I am the only one who is special in her heart. The girl is mine. The doggone girl is mine. I know she's mine because the doggone girl is mine.
I don't understand the way you think, saying that she's yours, not mine. Sending roses and your silly dreams, really just a waste of time, because she's mine.
The doggone girl is mine.
Don't waste your time,
Because the doggone girl is mine.
I love you more than he.
Take you anywhere. But I love you endlessly. Love it we will share. So come and go with me to one town. But we both cannot have, so it's one or the other. And one day you discover that she's my girl forever.
Don't fill your hopes to peel it down, 'cause I really feel it's time.
I know she'll tell you I'm the one for her, 'cause she said I blow her mind. The girl is mine. The doggone girl is mine. Don't waste your time, because the doggone girl is mine.
She's mine.
She's mine.
No, 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 she's mine.
The girl is mine.
Girl is
The
mine.
girl is mine.
Girl is mine.
Mine, mine,
Yep, she's mine.
mine, mine,
The girl is mine.
mine, mine.
Yes, she's mine.
Mine, mine, don't waste your time, because the doggone girl is mine. Girl is mine.
Michael, we're not going to fight about this, okay?
Paul, I think I told you, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I've heard it all before, Michael. She told me that I'm her forever lover, you know, don't you remember?
Well, after loving me, she said she couldn't love another.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, she said it. You keep dreaming.
I don't believe it.
Mine, mine, the girl is mine.
And of course, another great artist that absolutely rocks the scene for any music station is Phil Collins, Easy Lover. Easy Lover there by Phil Collins, and this is Capital Radio, and you're listening to Ini all the way from South Africa, Durban, yes. And if we wondering and in Durban why we're talking about that, and we are definitely in Durban, it is live streaming to over 200 countries in the world, and yes, we do have a huge following of listeners. Over 280 listeners listen to the show all over the world, and all over South Africa as well. So when I say that, people always ask me, why do you say Durban? Okay, so there we go. And we're talking about karma and businesses and how it is, you know, to keep and hold up business principles. And what are your business principles? And it is definitely agreed by the experts that there's 12 principles of business ethics and that need to be held up if you are going to attract positive karma and attract the rewards of actually maintaining those 12 principles. And what are they? They honesty, integrity, promise keeping and trustworthiness, loyalty, fairness, concern for others, respect for others, law abiding and commitment to excellence, and leadership, reputation and morale and accountability. And I think that, you know, I want to say very, very quickly here that, you know, the other question that follows is it difficult to be ethical in business? And the answer to that is yes, because it involves a whole lot of other lives. And very often, you know, we forget that they have families to feed. And, you know, karma has a ripple effect. So if your employees are unhappy, it means that, you know, the food they put on the table and the people that are eating that food become unhappy as well. And because of that ripple effect that karma has, you know, if anybody is unhappy from the actions that you have created in this universe, it will be coming back to you over and over again. So that is why karma is so difficult to calculate. Because when you look at an action, and if a business executive or a business owner takes an action today, say he doesn't pay his workers fairly, because that is usually a huge concern in businesses, you know, workers being paid fairly. And if he's not, and he knows that he's taking on far more than he's due, the karma from that is a massive thing, because if he's not going to be fair to his employees and give them what is due, then they are going to suffer. They are going to not have enough always. Their children are not going to have enough always. And it's not just that one action. It's not just that, okay, I'm paying this person less than he's due, and that is it. And that is not weighed like that. It is not, you know, it definitely cannot be weighted like that. Let's put it that way. And that is that the only burden you carry? Absolutely not, because that particular karmic action of you not paying your employees enough is terrible, because, you know, it comes back to you, because all the other you know, the children, the wife, everybody else, they don't have a good life, and they don't have all the luxuries. They also have to struggle. They have to listen to other people, you know, and seeing other people doing things that they can't do. And it's not because they can't have access to that money. They can, but you won't give it. So it's all their tears, all their tears. It's just not the tears of the employee. And I think that a lot of business owners forget that, because that karmic burden, that karmic debt that you're going to carry from that comes not only from that employee, it comes from that entire family. And if he's looking after a mother and a father and brother and a sister and sending them to school, God help you then, because all their tears are going to come back. And you are definitely going to land up with a plate of tears. You can't possibly land up with a plate of blessings. So there you go. Okay, so coming up with more music right now, it's Paul McCartney, Ebony and Ivory.
other what we need to survive. Together alive, ebony and ivory live together in perfect harmony, side by side on my piano keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we? We all know that people are the same wherever you go. There is good and bad in everyone. We learn to live when we learn to give each other what we need to survive. Together alive, ebony and ivory live together in perfect harmony, side by side on my piano keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we? Side by side on my piano keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we?
And another MJ classic coming up. One Day in Your Life. Don't you all remember this?
Another one of my favorites. I like ballads because you get a chance to really hear what's going on. Everything is soft and slow. And you get a chance to understand the lyrics. Here we go. One day in your life, do you remember a place? Someone touching your face. Do you come back in your love?
Coming up next is Ed Sheeran and The Shape of You.
The club isn't the best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, tripping fast, and then we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop it, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bed sheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. Well, I'm in love with your body. 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 Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. When we came, we let the story begin. We're going out on our first date. But you and me are thrifty, so go all you can eat. Fill up your bag and I fill up the plate. We talk for hours and hours about the sweet and the sour and how your family's doing okay. And leaving, getting a taxi, kiss in the backseat, tell the driver make the radio play. And I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bed sheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. Well, I'm in love with your body. 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 Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. Come on, be my baby, come on. 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 I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bed sheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. Well, I'm in love with your body. Come on, be my baby. Come on, come on, be I'm in love with your body. Come on, be my baby. Come on, come on, be I'm in love with your body. Come on, be my baby. Come on, come on, be I'm in love with your body. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you.
I'm in love with the shape of you, and I hope that you are simply reveling in our music this morning. It is a set of fantabulous tunes and always amazing tunes that I have handpicked, especially for you guys because you are so special. And we've had Ambassador Marine Mia Kasimji with us, and I'm so excited that she's going to be joining us every Thursday between 10 and 12 and 10 and 11 to talk about various empowerment things that we can definitely benefit from, especially as youth and women. And, she will be joining us between 10 and 11. So remember to tune in every Thursdays with us. And we're talking about business ethics and, reaching out to employees and karma and karmic debt and how you accumulate these because you are not being ethical. And, one of the things that come into mind as well is, a book called Who Moved My Ladder? And, it is a very empowering book. And as Ambassador Marine said, empowerment is not about just empowering yourself. Becoming powerful. It's about empowering yourself. And how do you empower yourself? It doesn't necessarily mean that, your company gets bigger and better and earns more money and makes more profits. It's not about that. It's about how it treats, employees, how it values employees, how it actually, lands up caring for employees. How do you reach out to employees? Because that, at the end of the day, is most, is most important. Now, in this book, there were a number of concepts discussed and various, things raised about businesses. And one of the things that really, truly, sat with me and really resonated was, the relationship that you have with your employees. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that when we get back, and we will definitely share that with you after Belinda Carlisle and Heaven is a Place on Earth.
Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. They say in heaven, love comes first. We'll make heaven a place on earth. Ooh, heaven is a place on
In the night
And I don't know how many of you have enjoyed this one and can remember this one. Crystal Gale, Half the Way.
Half of your love is just not what I'm after. Part of your world is just not what I need. Some of your time is like one glass of water, just leaves me thirsty for a while. So fill me up to the top. Oh, don't you stop till I'm overflowing. Love is the seed, and babe, I need you to keep it growing stronger every day. Oh no, don't take me half the way. Don't take me half the way. Never before have I settled for second. All of my life I have hungered for more. Now I can see where your sweet love can lead me. This is what I've waited for. So fill me up to the top. Oh, don't you stop till I'm overflowing. Love is the seed, and babe, I need you to keep it growing stronger every day. Oh no, don't take me half the way. Don't take me half the way. Half of your love is just not what I'm after. No, part of your world is just not what I need. Now I can see where your sweet love can lead me. This is what I've waited for. So fill me up to the top. Oh, don't you stop till I'm overflowing. Love is the seed, and babe, I need you to keep it growing stronger every day. Oh no, don't take me half the way. Don't take me half the way. Give me all your love. Don't take me half the way. Don't take me half the way. Don't take me half the way. Give me all your love. Don't take me half the way. Don't take me half the way. Don't take me half the
And that was Crystal Gale and Half the Way. And we were talking about, business and ethics and how easy it is to slip into a lull and not worry about how your business is actually attracting the wrong kind of karma. And, I was referencing to a book called Who Moved My Ladder. And I don't recall the author at the moment, but I do, it just came to me right now at the top of my head. With Ambassador Marine talking about that and the creator as well. It's definitely a book that has been written by a pastor, and I will definitely share that with you. I'll try and get the author. But I just wanted to quickly share something with you about that book. And I think, well, it's going to take more than 1 or 2 segments after songs. But one of the things that, the pastor did speak about there is that, at the bottom of the rung of the ladders, as you're climbing up, as you're going up the first stair and the second stair and the third step on the ladder, you'd be able to see the people around you, and none of them are holding you up at that point in time. But as you get higher and you get to the first floor of that building, then the ladder is going to get a bit unsteady, and you're definitely going to rely on people underneath to hold that ladder for you. And it's very, very important that you understand the concept that, you're giving this ladder to people to hold that may be, half strangers to you. You don't know them. They're total strangers to you. But what binds them to you? The only thing that binds them to you is the fact that they are employees. They know you for who you are, for the salary check that they take home at the end of the day, and how you relate to them as a person, and how you make them feel as people. So if you are not going to do a good job, A, paying them, and B, being kind to them and making them feel like they're really worth it in your company, and if you're not going to do that, then you are going to be facing the consequences of that ladder becoming a very shaky ladder. So I'm going to share a little bit more about that concept. So don't go away. And we've got more music right now. And it is Alia, More Than a Woman.
Passion, instant, sweat beats, feel me, Cupid's shot me, my heart beats racing, tempt me, try me, feel so exciting, thought of highly, it's yours entirely, I'll be more than a lover, more than a woman, more than the others, I'll be more than a lover, more than a woman, more than another, I'll be more than a lover, more than a woman, I'll be more than another. Midnight grinding, heart race climbing, you go, I go, 'cause we share pillow, kiss me, lead me, there's still no separating, morning massages, the newborns in your closet, I'll be more than a lover, more than a woman, more than the others, I said I'll be more than a woman, more than another, I'll be more than a lover, more I'm gonna be more than a lover, more than a woman, I don't think you're ready, I don't think you're ready for this thing, you're ready for this thing, you're not ready, I don't think you're ready for this thing, you're ready for this thing, constant pleasures, no scale can measure, secrets, treasures, keeps on getting better. Do you wanna roll with me? We can go to foreign lands, your hand in my hand. Do you wanna ride with me? We can be like Bonnie and Clyde, be by your side. More than a lover, more than a woman, more than the others. More than a lover, more than a woman, more than another. I'll be more than
And coming up next is Calvin Harris and How Deep Is Your Love? Don't go away. We've got highlights on Business Tech News right now. And we are going to be looking at over 400,000 people have been arrested for breaking South Africa's COVID-19 rules.
I want you to breathe me. Let me be your air. Let me roam your body freely. No inhibition, no fear. How deep is your love? Is it like the ocean? What devotion are you? How deep is your love? Is it like Nirvana? Hit me harder again. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? How deep is your love? Is it like the ocean? Pull me closer again. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? Open up my eyes and tell me who I am. Let me in on all your secrets. No inhibition, no sin. How deep is your love? Is it like the ocean? What devotion are you? How deep is your love? Is it like Nirvana? Hit me harder again. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? How deep is your love? Is it like the ocean? Pull me closer again. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? How deep is your love?
So tell me how deep is your love, can it go deep? So tell me how deep is your love, can it go deeper? So tell me how deep is your love, can it
How
go
deep
deep?
is your
So tell me how
love?
deep is your love, can it go deeper? So tell me how deep is your love, can it go
How
deep?
deep is your
So
love?
tell me how deep is your love, can it go deep?
Pull me
So
closer
tell me how deep is your
again.
love?
How deep is your love? How deep is your love? How deep is your
So
love?
tell me how deep is your love, can it go deeper? So tell me how deep is your love, can it go
How
deep?
deep is your
So
love?
tell me how deep is your love, can it go deeper? So tell me how deep is your love, can it go deep?
And an all-time favorite, it is Air Supply and Making Love Out of Nothing at All.
I know just how to whisper, and I know just how to cry. I know just where to find the answers, and I know just how to lie. I know just how to fake it, and I know just how to scheme. I know just when to face the truth, and then I know just when to dream. And I know just where to touch you, and I know just what to prove. I know when to pull you closer, and I know when to let you loose. And I know the night is fading, and I know the time's gonna fly. And I'm never gonna tell you everything I gotta tell you, but I know I gotta give it a try. And I know the roads to riches, and I know the ways to fame. I know all the rules, and then I know how to break 'em, and I always know the name of the game. don't know how you do it, making love out of nothing at all. 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 Every time I see you on the rays of the sun, I'm streaming through the waves in your hair. And every star in the sky is taking aim at your eyes like a spotlight. The beating of my heart is a drum and it's lost and it's looking for a rhythm like you. You can take the darkness from the pit of the night and turn it to a beacon burning endlessly bright. I gotta follow it 'cause everything I know, well, it's nothing till I give it to you. I can make the runner stumble. I can make the final block. And I can make every tackle at the sound of the whistle. I can make all the stadiums rock. I can make tonight forever, or I can make it disappear by the dawn. And I can make you every promise that has ever been made. And I can make all your demons be gone. But I'm never gonna make it without you. Do you really wanna see me crawl? And I'm never gonna make it like you do, making love out of nothing at all. 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 Out of nothing at all.
This is Ini and it's Capital Radio, and welcome to Business News on All Things Considered. Over 400,000 have been arrested for breaking the SA COVID-19 rules. Police Minister Bheki Cele says that South African Police Service has made 400,000 arrests due to the violation of COVID-19 regulations. Responding in a recent written parliamentary Q&A from the EFF, Cele said that a total of 411,309 people have been arrested for breaching regulations since lockdown began at the end of March 2020 until the end of February 2021. South Africa first introduced its disaster management regulations on the 28th of March 2020, the police minister said. Previous data released by the Justice Department shows that most South Africans have been arrested for breaching gathering rules and breaching the evening curfew. South Africa is sitting with 42 billion in unclaimed pensions, and here's how to search if you are a beneficiary. Almost 4.8 million South Africans have unclaimed pension benefits, with the total pension pot worth an estimated 42 billion rand, says Kabelo van der Merwe, project leader of unclaimed benefits at Liberty. In an interview with Cape Talk, van der Merwe said that the Financial Sector Conduct Authority, FSCA, has established a search function on its website to check if you are a beneficiary of an unclaimed benefit. She said that the search function allows you to type in the name of the person who has passed without anybody claiming the benefit. The lack of people coming is vastly because of lack of knowledge and being unaware of the different avenues that need to be followed for one to claim their proceedings, Pandamarva said. Electricity, water and other price hikes announced for Pretoria. The city of Tshwane has announced the proposed increases to rates and tariffs in drafts 2021-2022 medium-term revenue and expenditure framework, which will see price hikes for electricity, water and other services in the coming months. Executive Mayor Randall Williams said that the city tried to contain the hikes as best as it could, but given the adverse economic conditions in the country as a whole, above inflation price increases could not be avoided. The only exception to this is the property rate, which will see lowest increase in the city's history, he said. The city took a firm decision to keep increases within our control as low as possible. An increase of only 2% is proposed for the property rates, while refuse removal charges will increase by 4.1%, he said. And that was business news from Capital Radio and from All Things Considered. And coming up right now is more music and Captain and Neil. And do that to me one more time.
Do that to me one more time. Once is never enough with a man like you.
One more time, do it again, Captain and Tennille there, and one of our absolutely, wonderful songs that are coming from the retro past and the them days, and when the magic was happening, and when we were all in school. And I hope that you are definitely enjoying that, this playlist this morning. And we're talking about business and ethics and karma. And one of the main, things that I want to say is that the truth of the matter is that, as you grow in your business, and as you become bigger, better, and more powerful, and it seems like everybody wants to get there and earn more money, you are going to be getting higher and higher and higher. You're going to go from the first floor windows, and as you clean those windows, because obviously you are doing lots of business transactions, and you're looking into other people's windows, and let's say that the building has windows, and you have to go from one floor to the next, and this is a symbolism for how high you climb in your business. You at some point, you're going to have to, as you climb up that ladder, you're going to have people underneath that are going to be holding that ladder. And all that is between you and them is how you treated them. So as you get higher and higher up on the rungs and the ladder, you are going to initially you are going to be seeing those people. You can definitely rely on them because you can see whether they're holding the ladder or whether they aren't holding the ladder. And it's actually easy at that stage because, you can see them. But remember something, that as you get higher and higher, you don't get to see the people at the bottom of your business. You don't get to see everybody that's opening and closing the doors and serving the tea and delivering the newspaper to your employees. And let's face it, you can lose touch with those people. You can so lose touch with the people at ground, level and grassroots level, and people in the office, and you suddenly don't know who they are. They just become numbers to you, not even names. And the truth of the matter is that karma, seeks out this particular thing that, if you don't know somebody in your business, you aren't going to be extending to them, and they're just going to become somebody there, and you're not going to be doing any seva towards them. You're not going to be extending out towards them. You're not going to be giving them any attention and love, and what have you. So that is not good enough, because in order to extend to people, you got to get to know them, and you got to go back to your grassroots, and you got to go back to your ground levels, and start talking to those people and start reaching out to them. See how they feel about your business. See whether they will want to work for you for another 10 years, or whether they would want to leave. Would they recommend your business to someone else? Don't send them questionnaires, but you need to reach out to them on a very, very personal level. But talking again about that, ladder, we're going to come back to that ladder after a few songs, or one or two songs, and then we are going to see clearly how karma then can actually play a very, very cruel role in your business. So coming up right now, Jimmy Cliff, I Can See Clearly Now.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind.
Whitney Houston, I'm Every Woman. I'm Every Woman there. And as we link out of this show, and, I'm going to say goodbye. It's Ini and Capital Radio and All Things Considered. And it's time to love you and leave you. And this is a wrap from me. And I'm going to be signing out with Ed Sheeran and Castle in the Hills, and back to back on Ed Sheeran. And then after that, you're going to be hearing Supermarket Flowers. But just to leave you with some of my thoughts that sometimes make me think extra hard. And I'm going to say, remember, you can't reach what's in front of you until you let go what's behind you and what's tying your hands. And, my words of wisdom to you today is let your life be a door through which God may walk into this world again. So with me just signing off right now, I love you and leave you. And I hope that you have a fantastic day. Make it a beautiful day. Make it a beautiful afternoon. The weather's absolutely great out there. And I hope that all of you keep safe and we don't see this third wave coming up, that we are all awaiting. So be good and be safe and do good and speak good. Ed Sheeran, Castle in the Hills.
was 6 years old, I broke my leg. And I was running from my brother and his friends, and tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain grass I rolled down. I was younger then. Take me back to when I found my